Let's go.
Live with the Woodlog Roar!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Back to New York Revival. Happy New Year, everybody. It's Hefe. It's the big dog, Mr. Glass Half Full. It's good to be back in the saddle. We're going to keep it fun today. Keep it light as we do. That's nice.
You like that?
Is that like super hard plastic there? Because it looks
That's what it is. It's not like a reflector. It's just
it's bulletproof.
Right. Exactly.
You
And
need
Lord knows
that.
I need it.
You need that walking around these streets now. But yeah, this is going to be a special Giants episode. Wanted to get back with you guys, talk about the victory last week, what it means, and we still got a game to go. And half the league is resting players, but not the Giants. So we're going to talk about that, talk about how this draft pick could move as we went from first to fourth. But most importantly, Happy New Year's. Were you away for a little bit? What did you do?
I was in the mountains of Pennsylvania for basically yes. From Friday till New Year's Day. Yeah, so nice little time away, little break, and we're back in the saddle. How about you, buddy? What did you do for New Year's?
I kept it pretty low key over the whole break, just like a ton of family time. And
I love it.
but it was good though. Like it has the potential to go crazy and just make you want to rip your hair out and just almost want to get back to work because it's so crazy. But it never got to that point. Like they were pretty good. I genuinely enjoyed the time. Like took my family. We hit the ice on New Year's Day. Did some ice skating.
Yeah.
Jungle Jim and Jane. Do you have that?
It sounds fun.
It's just kid heaven, basically.
Yeah.
But
You got Kids Empire.
Real quick on a quick New Year's Eve story. Kids are getting older. You're starting to like make friends or trying to figure out who's cool of their friends' parents. And I'm like, I already have like more friends than I can handle. Like I don't get to see all the friends that I want to see. So I can't believe there's another wave of that coming. But so we got these people 5 houses away. They have a lot of potential. We like them a lot. We like their daughter. She's friends with our daughter. So we're like, you know what? We see our friends a lot. Some of them are getting together. Let's go to our neighbor. Let's test them out. Let's see if they got potential there.
Test the waters.
And so we go there. It's going well. Shooting the shit. We're talking sports. Me and this guy were really hitting it off, Spee.
Great start.
You don't have to get jealous or anything, but it was going well.
I gotta meet him.
And then we're on their carpet playing a game or whatever, like hanging with the kids. And all of a sudden, my daughter goes, "Daddy, my throat hurts." And I'm like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I was like, "You probably just need a sip of water." And she goes, "Blah."
Oh, oh no.
She does all, dude, right on their carpet.
No.
Right. And this is.
Was it like a bad one? Like just like
it honestly
all kinds of
wasn't
colors?
that bad. Like.
Okay.
I know there's bugs going around. It was a one and done, thankfully. So I don't think it wasn't a bug. She probably just like chugged, a juice box and ran around the house and was like,
right. We've all been there.
I just couldn't help laughing on the way. Once I knew she was okay, I'm like, the first time hanging out on their carpet. And I'm like, if we're meant to be friends, we will laugh about this for a long time.
It's a good like right into the pressure cooker, like see how they react to a pressure situation, see how you react, and everybody's like, that's something you can build on. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice icebreaker there, Kat.
There's a little shock factor, from both sides, but then, talking to them the next day, like we're already laughing about it and it's all good.
That's great.
That's just incredible. Just incredible.
I love that.
So Happy New Year. Really excited to get back. We couldn't wait till Tuesday to do a show because listen, we love the NFL season so much. Unfortunately, meaningful football has escaped us. but it's still meaningful now. There's that middle of the season where it's like, what are we even doing? You start thinking about the draft, but then the last couple of weeks, the draft scenario has become really, really real. And we had the number 1 pick a week ago.
Oh.
Didn't we almost have it all?
Jerry's talking about it. We almost had it all, Jerry. Oh my
Jerry
God!
texted me right away,
Yeah.
and he said, "Great song choice."
That's so close. So close, guy. Like we just can't get out of our own way as a franchise. It's just one thing after another. If we had, if we didn't have bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. It's what we do, and we can't seem to figure it out, and we win this meaningless game. And now again, we're back into fighting against the whole culture versus draft pick argument, which we had again last year, and all. I just can't wait till we're done doing these shows. We're done doing the show at the end of the season where we're like, instead we're talking about playoff clinching scenarios instead of number one pick clinching scenarios. Like I can't wait till we get back to that point, but we're here again, and we're going to talk about this. It gives week 18 some meaning where, like you said, we didn't have any meeting from like weeks 10 to 16. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's exciting in that sense, I guess.
Let me ask you something, because in the Super Bowl years, and I'm trying to figure out if it's just because like I wasn't in this world of like making content, we weren't talking about the Giants like in depth like this.
Yeah.
But I almost like never cared about the draft or never paid attention to it, because if you're picking 16th to 28th or whatever, it's like I like find out later who they got. You know what I mean? I wasn't but lately with all these high picks and the world that we're in now, it's so much weighs on it, and it's so big. But I just can't believe, you talk to people who are fans of other fan bases, and they're like, "You idiots! Like you had your choice of quarterback, you had it locked up, and then to go out and ring up 45 points, which we haven't exceeded 30 much in the last 2 years. Definitely not this season, right?
No.
And you ring up 30 or 45 points on them. And 5 touchdowns.
Perfect passer rating from Drew Lock. I think he's the 5th quarterback to do that since like 1993 or something like that. Something
like an
ridiculous.
all-time performance in the worst. Like this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. But like the only thing that drives me crazy is that there are people out there among us that are happy with the win. And that are, like I know even Eli said it. I know what Eli meant, which is like, God, like it's nice to see like my team win for once.
You forget what it's like, right?
I was kind of just in a vacuum. Like it's nice to see my team win. I know he didn't mean like I'm happy they won for the big picture and the draft and all that. No. I knew what he meant. And he got some attention for that one.
Yes. Well, it's the culture talk, right? It's like, and we know how many times have we had culture wins at the end of the season. I don't mean shit for the culture the next season. Like how many times?
So now we're now 4th. We're picking 4th. Yeah. The 3 teams ahead of us have the same record. The Giants have the toughest strength of schedule, which means they own the 4th pick. Mm-hmm. So we're losing that battle with the 3 teams ahead of us. So even if we all lose, we stay at 4th. If the Giants win, there's 5 teams with 4 wins behind us. This could get ugly real bad. And if you win in week 17 and 18, people are going to be jumping off buildings. I mean, this is going to go from 1st to 8th or 9th or whatever. It's going to be bad. Real bad.
But hold on a second. Hold the phone. Because I think we got a special guest.
Yeah.
The most specialist.
The most special.
The most specialist. Yes. Yeah.
The biggest leg of the tripod right
here. Mr. Eli. Rats.
Holy shoot. Guys, welcome. Man. I got to turn this off in the background. Forgive me, guys. I've been hearing the show. I've been trying to catch up. And my name was brought up. So I said, why not appear at the right freaking time? What's going on, guys, man? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Round of applause for everybody here. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. What's going on, guys? Hold on. I'm going to jump right into this. Into it because, yes.
Okay. He heard something.
Now, here's the music now.
He's in.
I want to address a couple things here. And I'm going to make this quick. We're going to go back to the swing of things. All right? Hefe, this is why you're my brother. All right? This is why you guys are my brothers. Because you guys understand and know what Eli is thinking and talking about. May seem outlandish, far-fetched. May seem a little bit crazy. Okay?
You're crazy.
I'm crazy. But here's the thing, guys. Yes, I was excited to see my team actually win a game in that fashion. I'm a Giants fan. It's just what it is, right? But am I disappointed that they played themselves out of the number 1 overall pick? Absolutely. Absolutely. But then I think of it in hindsight, and I'm going to give this to you guys, and you let me know what your thoughts are. I look at it in the hindsight, and I go, man, what the hell did I expect these players to do?
Yeah.
Not suit up. Someone hurts their ankle. Like, what do I expect them to do? These athletes, and guys, you are athletes in high school, middle school, whatever you played.
I was an athlete. This was an athlete at one point.
Yeah, I teach in high school. Yeah.
So you already know. Like, I've seen your highlights, F. I've seen it. I've seen it, brother.
That was the end of it.
Of course, if you guys are going for the number 1 overall pick, and you're like, man, all this media talk, are you going to go out there and lay down still? You're going to be like, hell no, I'm going to go play it. I'm going to go win, right? So for me to be like, man, these guys really blew it. They had a chance to get the number 1 overall pick, and they blew it. I look at it, and I go, man, these guys don't want to lose. They want to win. They want to shut everyone the hell up. Who am I to you know what that should have been? I shouldn't have been overly excited for them losing. I should have been like, it's the Giants. Yeah. We're all rooting for a loss. I know they're going to win. I said, I had a feeling, they're going to win because we're all rooting for the loss. Why should I depend my feelings on the Giants or whatever it is, my feelings on the Giants at this point? They're going to disappoint me. Yeah. So they disappointed me. But then I was like, hindsight, 2020, they won. They won, man. Fuck it. We'll take it.
And Neighbors look good. It was good to see Neighbors look like the guy that we wanted to draft. And right? Like, you see when a good quarterback, and how many times did Dave will say, look what a good quarterback could do. A good quarterback play could do. He kept saying it. It's like, bro, you kind of led to that quarterback play. But good quarterback play led to Neighbors looking like a complete stud. And it gives you a little bit of hope for the future. Like, I know we're all like talking about why didn't we draft JJ McCarthy? Neighbors looking like he did there. That's why we drafted that guy.
Perfect. Yeah.
That's right.
Make any quarterback look good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean to say any quarterback because, guys, of course we need a quarterback. I'm not saying Drew Lock's the freaking answer here. But the fact that he got 1,000 yards this season with a merry-go-round of quarterbacks, and he was injured, a couple games with a concussion, the fact that he could do that, then yes, you guys go get you had to get Malik Neighbors there. JJ McCarthy isn't even playing right now. You get what I'm saying? So that was the better pick in hindsight 2020, guys. You get what I'm saying? And shout out Diggy, man. He's right on this. If you don't mind, let me just leave this up, bring this up here. If you guys don't mind, the real loss is going to be beating the Eagles. That's the big loss. Like, of course, we went into this game and we were like, man, we hope the Giants lose. But we thought in this, like, when we looked at the schedule, right, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong. We were like, yo, they could beat the Colts. And after a while, we were like, we don't know if they could beat the Colts, but we all knew they could beat the Colts, right? Like this.
Of course, Anthony Richardson didn't play, and Flacco sucked.
Flacco should have been able to do enough,
He should have. He's a Super Bowl champ. I understand he's old, but I've seen Flacco come in and take over.
That's quit. Yeah.
And listen, they were playing for a playoff spot.
Yeah,
you know
I know. That's the weird thing.
That's why I'm like, man, like y'all really laid down on this one. But at the same time, I'm like, man, it's the Colts. Like, we knew we were going to probably beat the Colts. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the year, we was like, man, we're going to beat the Colts. So I wasn't like, I won't say shocked. I was just like, shit, man. Like, all right, we beat the Colts. We kind of knew this was coming. I'm upset. I'm telling you right now, the Eagles is going to lay down, and we're going to.
Well, we also knew that that could be a problem, right? Like, or a problem or a good thing. We knew that the Eagles could be resting their starters week 18.
Yeah.
We said that.
We thought it could be a win, and we're like, oh, it might get us to 7 or 8 wins as opposed to 4. Now we don't want it. But I'll say this: Tanner McKee might be a better option at quarterback than Kenny Pickett. So it's not the worst thing in the world that Tanner McKee is quarterback in Philadelphia. But and again, their backups are still very good. Better than our starters.
You said Pickett could be worse than this guy?
Yeah, he is.
Really?
I'm pretty like all my Eagle fan family, like they like McKee better than
who. Why have I never heard that guy's name before?
Same.
Came out of Stanford, decent quarterback, but just he's limited, very limited. But he who knows? Maybe he'll throw a couple TDs, and we need it, man. We need a loss. I don't know. Do you guys want to go through the scenarios here? Like, what do you guys like? Do you guys want to go through all the scenarios?
I think we understand the scenarios, like, mostly. I think maybe we should talk about also like the impact it could have on John Mara's decision once the season ends. I could see John Mara, and I almost in this way, I hope he does. Like the last thing we don't think Joe Schoen is getting fired. I think everybody feels pretty confident that he's not going to clean house. So if Joe Schoen stays, then you may as well keep Dable. Like I honestly feel like I don't think this is a really attractive head coaching gig right now with a GM on a hot seat, no quarterback. Now you just lost
number one pick.
Yeah,
I'm hearing whispers.
Well, go ahead. Whispers. Everybody back? What are you hearing?
Everyone might be coming back here.
Yeah, that's where it's leading, dude.
At least keep them on the same page, and that way, in a year or two, you can do it right. I think
we all said that, right? Like we all said, like either keep them all or fire them all. Like that's what we don't want was the half and half, like the half measure.
We want, we want better people here.
Right. And Vrabel was going to be one of the guys that was a hot name for me, but now he's already second interview with the Jets. Like if he's off the list, Ben Johnson probably not wanting to come here. Where you're shooting a dart and hoping for the best at that point. And I'm almost, it's like whatever. I don't want them to run it back, but I'm okay with it if this is how it's transpiring. If they're both coming back, do it together.
Let me ask you this though, because we've seen perfect quarterback play last week, right? Because you guys were just talking about
literally the most perfect.
The perfect quarterback rating. So shouldn't that give you confidence into the coaching at this point to be like, yo, if he has that quarterback, which we don't know where the draft pick's going to fall. We don't know what's going to happen. But if he has that quarterback that he's looking for and that he wants, there's promise here that we could drop 45, 35. Let's just say average. We could drop 35 points or 30 points a week maybe. You know what I mean?
My fear is that that's exactly how John Mara is looking at it. Because there seems to be these exception, not the rule. Like how long did we lean on the Viking playoff game with Daniel Jones? And he never was that guy again. And Drew Lock, this was an exception, not the rule. So everyone has a pop-up game. If you're a great player, you have a shit game once in a while. I think these things just happen, and I don't think this is a reason. Yeah, right. There's another one.
Where was Drew Lock this whole season? Where was this version of Drew Lock the whole season?
Learning the offense, I think, man. Just learning the offense in and out of the lineup, maybe. That's been said. That they started DeVito because Lock didn't have a true grasp of the offense.
Yeah. Like Eli, if this offense was averaging 13 points a game, less than 10 at home, and then all of a sudden puts up 45, just because it's at the end of the season, that's still the exception for me. That's not a sign.
Can I drop this fun little fact? We got out of last place in points per game because of this game.
We dropped a hammer. That's four home games. That was four home games for us right there.
I think we went from 14.6 or something to 16.3. And now we jumped.
We are back. We are back.
Go back. Go back.
Yo, listen. Here's the messed up part. If they actually sign Drew Lock to a 3-year contract, I'll be so pissed off to that. I'll be so pissed off. That's when you go, okay, this is a madhouse over here. Something's happening over here. It's a madhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think they understand the exception. I think they understand that, Hef. I think they understand that, they got to get a quarterback. They got to get their guy. I think they understand that Drew Lock just had to play perfect for this scenario to happen. I don't think they're going to fall in their face. You know what I'm saying? I think they have a plan. You know what I mean? But they don't if they sign Drew Lock to a contract. You know what I'm saying? Because then that would be the Daniel Jones effect. They give you that one good game, and then you sign him to a contract, and he craps the bed for the rest of the year. So I think they understand that. It's just a matter of what urgency it is to get to their guy. And listen, I'm going to throw this out there. Conspiracy theory, Eli. We all said, man, we don't want Shedeur here because his father will be in it. Well, I'm going to say this. I think his father will be heavy in the draft as far as an Eli Manning thing. No one's drafting Shedeur Sanders above the Giants. I really do think the Giants.
Well, Cleveland,
I really do think he wants to go.
You might be right there.
He's not going to Cleveland. I'm telling you right now. In the conspiracy theory, Eli, I'm just saying, guys. I'm just my opinion, my scenario, whatever you want to call it.
You might be right.
Not fact. I think he's going to go Cleveland. No, he's not going to your team. I'd rather him play another year before he goes to any crap organization. Give him the Giants. Give him Oakland possibly, because I understand the hype around that. But don't give me no one else besides those two teams. And I think Deion Sanders will step in. And I think they understand that. That's why they were like, yo, we got to go out there and win now. I think we got to go win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the trade, the scenarios here, right? Patriots finished with number 1 pick. They got May. They don't need to draft a quarterback. So they either go on Hunter or, God forbid, we're trading up to 1 from 4, which I would hate.
Another
that.
thing you
I would hate
can't
that
do it. You can't.
Yeah.
like that.
Please, God, don't
Too
do
many
that.
holes.
So
many
he
holes.
might say, then you got so it's Tennessee and Cleveland, the other 2 teams in front of us right now, and we'll go through the scenarios here. But those 2 teams need quarterbacks. If Deion says that I'm not going to Cleveland, that changes things. You're right.
And he shouldn't go to
Shador's
Cleveland.
not going. Shador's not going.
He's
Shador's
not
not
going to
going.
Cleveland.
I'm telling you right now, it's the Giants, bus or Las Vegas.
If I'm the Patriots, I run to the podium with Travis Hunter's name, and I don't think twice. And I guess like part of it not having that like home run quarterback prospect, which might mean that teams are less likely to trade up to number 1, including the Giants. You know, so we may not get jumped for a quarterback there. You could, I mean, just a week ago, I was enjoying the arguments of Shador versus Cam, and now like Jackson Dart has one good game, and or like people see him for the first time, and now all of a sudden he's the guy. You see a lot of names like pop up like that. But Eli, you might be right, dude.
Yeah. There's something to this, and so Raiders are probably the only real worry, right? Like of a team that Sanders wants them to go to, and Shador like matches up with. They're playing the Chargers, and if the Steelers lose, the Chargers win would push them up, so they might fight for it. If the Steelers win, the Chargers will be locked into their seed, and they have nothing on the line, so they might sit their starters. Which, hey, maybe the Raiders sneak out a win. So we're still ahead of the Raiders. Is what I'm saying. If we lose, we're locked in. They have to jump us, and I don't think they're jumping. They're not jumping to Cleveland or Tennessee. They got to jump up to number 1, the Patriots, whoever number 1 is at that point.
Correct.
So it'll be very interesting to see how it pans out. But I think you might be onto something, that he might not want to go to Cleveland or Tennessee for that matter. That's not spot for them. Yeah,
it's not, because we got to understand Prime is Showtime. Like, he's all about the brand as well. So who's going to give you the optics? It's going to be either Las Vegas or New York. Like, we understand. Look what and not to poo on him, but look what it did to Odell Beckham Jr. It made his career bigger than what his play was, because as soon as he got up out of New York and went to Cleveland, Odell wasn't the same as far as brand wise. Right. Odell isn't the same now, and he still went to LA after that. But New York brings you that, brings you that. You get what I'm saying? So
Odell even said,
understand.
He even said he felt like he was sent to Cleveland to ruin his career. Like,
to die.
Has been the same. Yeah. And there's no disrespect to Odell, because Odell's a phenomenal player in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I think trust me, Shador Sanders and Deion Sanders understand the assignment and what's a brand for his son. And I think he's going to get the most exposure, and he's going to understand the coaching staff, the continuity, because if you fire anyone, he's going to be. So I'm sure he got some inside information what's going on. So I think the continuity is going to be there. And I think what last week's game actually showed is that, okay, this coaching staff know what they're doing, especially if my son comes here. So I think all of these are factors, man. And it's New York or bust for them, or Las Vegas. I really do strongly.
So that brings in, Philly's resting Saquon. They're starting their 3rd stringer. They are resting a ton of people. Nothing would make Philly fans happier, and probably their douchebag head coach as well, to lose to the Giants and then just go into the playoffs nice and rested and make the Giants' job even harder to get their quarterback. So then, the Giants go in there, they beat Philly. Now you're talking dropping to anywhere from like 6th to 9th. You could fall back, and that makes the Shador, drop into 4. I could see. I don't know if he gets any further than that.
Let me give you the odds real quick. So right now, this is from Athletic. If the Giants have a 2% chance to get the number 1 pick, virtually impossible.
Dude, the 3 teams need to win ahead of us, and we lose.
Right. Number 2 pick, they can get to the number 2 pick if 2 of the teams win. Either Tennessee. Most likely scenario is New England wins because May is playing.
I could see them winning.
Yeah, Buffalo has really nothing to play for. They're locked in the number 2 seed. Allen is only starting to keep his starting streak alive. Then they're going to pull everybody. So it's a chance that they're going to drop back. Cleveland is playing at Baltimore. Baltimore needs to win. Cleveland's throwing out Dorian Thompson and like
that spread is 20 points, by the way.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's the biggest spread. Even in their 0-16 year, they didn't have a spread this big. So it just goes to show you how bad this scenario is. So you're looking at Cleveland as the number 1 pick at this point. And if If Shedeur doesn't want to go there, that's going to be interesting. If they only like Shedeur, maybe they take Cam. I don't know.
Deshaun is still Deshaun Watson is still a monster.
He's still there.
Yeah,
and he's still there. He's coming back.
But I don't know if you heard recently, but that Cleveland actually wants to have a veteran at quarterback, like someone that has game experience and etc. So I'm not sure if they're gonna.
A non-creepy.
He is, but they understand he has injury history as far as Deshaun Watson. But I think they want a veteran to come in here to back up Deshaun. I don't think they want a fresh new pair of legs. For what I've been reading, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, to that, Stefanski's probably coaching for his job next year. You know, he was on it a little bit on the hot seat this veteran.
So he may not have time to groom a rookie behind Deshaun.
Why he doesn't. That's a good one, Speed. That's a good one, Speed. And real quick, I'm sorry, Justice, real quick, and I'll go. And Speed, you might be right on that. He might be coaching for his job. Reason why is because, hey, give me that veteran because I don't have time to groom a pup. So that's perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you guys are right on that one.
So that leaves Tennessee. So to your point, if one of those teams wins, then we move up to third, assuming this is all assuming we lose, which is no guarantee.
Definitely not. We have a 34% chance to go to number 3.
Was saying that now.
I know.
This is so fucked, dude. This is so fucked.
I can't believe we're going through this again. You know, and you said, Jeff, earlier, like we've been talking about this way too long, too many times. We never cared about this before. This is the most prolonged stretch of shit football in Giants history that we're going through currently. So that's why we keep talking about this. Anyway, so if one team loses, we get to jump, and we lose, we jump up to number 3 spot, which is still nice. That means if anybody picks Travis Hunter or you know, we have a choice of at least one of Cam or Shedeur, and you know, but then again, it gets murky after that. If we win, we could drop as far as, you know, number 8. You know, that's fucking terrible.
And Vegas knows it too. I think the spread was like 3 or 3.5 last I checked.
Oh God, it would be
Vegas
so bad if
Vegas knows.
Yeah, Vegas.
You know why? Knows. Know why it's like extra dysfunctional is that you had a GM on a hot seat, a head coach clearly coaching for his job, so he's desperately trying to win because there's no future for him. He needs to coach as well as he can every single week. Why it looked like absolute dog shit for 10 weeks before that, your guess is as good as mine. But now you have a coach and a GM on a different page as the organization, you know. And like when you look at Philly and how they lose Kelsey and they don't bat an eye, they replace him with a Pro Bowl center. Like that's where you can make decisions. You can draft and develop behind guys that are slowly moving out or guys that you are going to let hit the market or you're going to trade. You can make better decisions when you have security and things. But we're the opposite of a well-oiled machine. You have a coach looking so desperate in every press conference, asking about his job every 3 seconds. An offensive coordinator who was promoted to do nothing. He's not allowed to call plays until this week. You hardly heard his name all year. He was getting head coaching interviews a year or 2 years ago, and now he's what are we doing with Kafka?
Well, on that note, it was very interesting, and something that we talked about, or not talked about, something that nobody really talked about, is that he said he's under contract next year, which I don't think anybody knew. So that's interesting. If he comes back, and Dable himself admitted that, you know, we're 3-13. I didn't do a good enough job as an offense coordinator. Is there a world where he gives offensive coordinator back to Kafka, you know, after this year? But maybe that's the best, right? Because like this, it looks
Kafka like wasn't that. He was bad, but he wasn't worse than Dable.
No.
Am I right?
Listen, in 2022, that was our best season.
Absolutely,
he was the offensive coordinator. So
absolutely.
I mean, so I don't know.
I think you hand the reins. I think you hand the reins back over, right? I mean, again, that's bearing if they need a new offensive coordinator, which we heard rumors that if they draft Cam Ward, they'll bring his offensive coordinator in from college. We heard those rumors too, but
Sanders
I think so I imagine Pat Shermer back in the building. You get what I'm saying? So I think that'll be dope too. That'd be kind of crazy, but
I'd love it. But I don't know if he wants to.
I love it. You get what I'm
saying? Some guys are born to be coordinators, and that's still phenomenal living, right?
That's still multi-million, right? Or $1 million maybe a year or something.
Well, like that's what I mean. Like even like Cliff Kingsbury, right? He's had a resurgence with Washington. He could get head coaching interviews, but if I'm him, first of all, he's still getting paid like a head coach from Arizona. But you get to develop and work with one of the best quarterbacks in the league who's only a rookie. So the better that Washington continues to do year over year, the demand for you only goes up. So I think guys sometimes rush to a head coaching job when the right coordinator gig in the right spot is a phenomenal spot to be. Look at Spags. And you know, Spags, he's got such a cushy, great spot with security. And I'm sure they're paying him as they need to keep him there. And like, why move? If you decide you want to be a head coach, your price only goes up every year that you have success.
He's getting head coach money right now as a defensive coordinator. There's no doubt in my mind. Again, I didn't look at his contract. I'm just guessing. You know what I mean? But there's no way in hell you let that genius walk out the building for money. You get what I'm saying? Like, this guy has multiple Super Bowl wins at this point. You know what I mean? As a coordinator. So you want to keep
shout out to our guys.
Yeah. Hey,
I want to say this too. Shout out to my man Paul Pagan. I see him in the freaking chat. That's my chat. I see him in the freaking chat. I see
there's new faces here, which is good because Fridays are, they brings a different crowd, and I love to see new faces. Shout out to all you guys. Real quick, I went over a couple of scenarios here, but Houston, Tennessee is another big one for us. Tennessee's still ahead of us. Houston's basically locked in at the 4 seed. But they've been playing dog shit football for a while now. So I think DeMeco Ryan said he wants them to play, but if they're playing good, he's gonna yank them at halftime. Tennessee, on the other hand, they're rotating Levis and Rudolph. They're looking to see which one of these two is going to stay. So they're going to be. They're not going to keep playing the guy that's playing dog shit. So they're going to keep playing, and I think Tennessee has a chance to win that game. I'm hoping at least. So let's not cancel them out either. One to watch, especially if we want to move up. Getting to that 3 spot is so huge as opposed to 4. Like it takes another team out that can trade up in front of you.
Well, yeah, dude. And we assume Patriots are going to take Travis Hunter, who is worthy, in my opinion, of a first overall pick with the potential that he's got. So then the 2 quarterbacks are still there at that point if you have the 3 pick.
And think about it this way: if you want to say we're at 1, Cleveland's at 1. No, say Patriots are at 1, and we're at 3. We could trade up to it's a lesser trade up from 4 to 1, from 3 to 1 than it is 4 to 1. So in all scenarios, 3 is a really good spot to be in, and that's probably one of the most likely. 3 or 4 is the most likely.
Are you guys comfortable with 4? I'm more comfortable with 3 than 4. Let's say that. And I know that's just one slot.
Definitely more comfortable.
I'm more comfortable with 3 than 4 because I go, okay, if somebody goes with Shador over there, which I highly doubt, then I go, okay, then at least we have Cam. But that's a developmental project. I'm watching film till my eyes bleed still on Cam, bro. And we'll discuss that at a future time when it's ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But a lot of time. Yeah.
A lot of time for that. You know what I mean? But and I go, man, all right, which then we have Cam as a second option. So 4 is just like, man, you got 2 wild cards in there that can do anything. Like you said, Tennessee needs a quarterback at this point, right? Like, and then you still look at Cleveland. You go, is Cleveland really? Again, we're just hearing rumors, guys. They can go for that new guy and extend their job another 2 years over there in Cleveland too. You know what I mean? So I would like the 3 before the 1. I'm so comfortable with that. But we got a hill, man. We got a freaking hill to climb with Philly. I'll tell you that.
I want to throw a scenario at you. Say Cam and Shador go before the Giants.
Oof.
Is there somebody else? Okay, so say you get Travis Hunter in that case, right? You draft Travis Hunter, either play wide receiver, cornerback. I'd rather him at cornerback, but he might want to play wide receiver because wide receiver money's exponentially higher. Yeah,
all about the money.
So it'll be interesting, but I don't care. Get him in the building. Get Travis Hunter in the building and figure it out.
Best player available.
Yeah,
go.
That's Eli kind of alluded to, and then Speed just nailed it. That's why I want a top 3 pick, because if the 2 quarterbacks go, I can live with Travis Hunter, and then you take the quarterback position from there. You know what I mean? You have to draft one. You're gonna sign a veteran. Like, stop being afraid to draft a quarterback. If you don't have it right, continue to draft and develop. Why have we not drafted a single quarterback?
Let me finish my scenario here. You draft, say, Travis Hunter, or you get Abdul Carter from Penn State, phenomenal, fantastic edge rusher, like a stud Parsons, a mold. You could draft him, and then in the second round, or you trade up back into the first round, Alar might be coming out from Penn State. Dart is there, who is showing some big things. And Jalen Milroe might be there later on. Is there a scenario? So pick what out of those 3. Is there a scenario where you'd be okay with a defensive stud with the first pick, and then a developmental quarterback with your second pick, and then you sign a Jameis Winston or a Fields to be your bridge to the next while you develop your guy? Because Dart and Milroe and Alar all need development. They all do.
Yeah.
But they have tools you could work with. Those are like prototypical developmental quarterbacks that could pan out for you.
Yeah.
So would you be okay with that? One of those scenarios?
Yes and no. Jameis Winston is my favorite person in the NFL. I think he's just electric. He's so funny, all of that.
Yeah.
But I actually don't want him like starting for the Giants. Like it's very fun until he's throwing pick sixes every day, and you can't, you know what I mean? But he would sling it. The big play would be there. You know, Neighbors is still getting 10 targets a game. All of that will be there. But I'd rather almost like a game manager that you can trust. That's not going to turn the ball over and give you a shot to win games. But yeah, Eli, what do you think?
Listen, at this point, man, you go with that defensive, whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
any
Carter
defensive
or
guy,
Hunter,
any one of those guys, you go defensive there. The quarterback position is so much of a drop off from Shedeur and Cam that I wouldn't even risk taking the number 2 overall pick in Monroe or whatever the case is to get that going. I just wouldn't do it. Like, it's just
not
so
at
many
that
holes.
first pick, you're saying?
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't take no quarterback. The drop off is so big in my
but what
opinion.
about if you traded back into the first round or with the second round pick? Would you take one then?
No, I wouldn't.
You're just saying
no. You skip a quarterback this year completely in this year. Like, there's so many offensive linemen you can get. There's so many. Forget the quarterback. If it's not Cam, if it's not Shedeur, that's it. I think the fall off is just so incredible. Is that you got to go, man, we cut our losses for this year. Go get me a veteran. Or you know what, Drew Lock, here's another 1 year. And let's run this back and figure this out. Because, hey, if we're going to lose, we're going to get our quarterback anyway. Then we another sweepstakes to get a better pickings for a draft class. You get what I'm saying? Like, because the quarterback draft is a little bit better next year as far as QBs coming out. It's not tremendously better, but it's
not great.
It's a tad bit better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you could go, all right, there's some pickings are there. If it's lost, if we're losing, then we could get our guy there. No one hopefully should be looking for a quarterback. We'll see. Unless somebody lights the roof on fire where you go, that's a bona fide pick. But at this point, you run it back. Go build your trenches. Go get your offensive lineman, which we're still struggling with. Go get your edge rusher, which we're still struggling with. Go get your cornerback, which we're struggling with. There's so many holes here that's better than a quarterback in that position. You go, nah, if it's not Cam, move on. Get up out of here. Give me the guys in the trenches here at this point. So many other holes.
I understand that mindset completely. And we obviously need to fill all those holes on the roster. But this goes back to our GM, head coach, and whatever not being on the same page as the organization. Joe Schoen can't afford to punt on the quarterback position anymore. He already fucked that up so bad. And I think he's going to be acting desperate and might even go the other way and trade up to get his quarterback because he has to. Like, I don't think he has the luxury of punting on that position any longer.
And here to Jeff.
Holy shit! A super chat.
I hit it too soon. I apologize. There was a space.
We will get to you guys.
Yeah.
Just to Jeff's point a little bit. If you draft one of these guys, say Alar or Dart or Milroe, and at the end of the season they flash, that could potentially save your job if you're David.
That's what we were saying a year ago.
If you go in and you light up the scoreboard for 3 games. Like that could parlay like okay, we see what Dable could do with this guy. He wanted this guy, he got the right guy. Bring them back one more time. If you don't draft a quarterback and you suck, why should Shane? Yeah, why would Shane and Dable get another year after that?
They won't.
Right,
they
right.
Won't.
So that's the conundrum that they're in, and this is why taking JJ.
We were singing that exact song last year. They have to draft a quarterback because all you need is for him to flash even in a bad season. You could build on it. I thought for their job security that they were absolutely going to take a quarterback. And I think they should have, as much as I love Neighbors and how great he is. They had to trade
for JJ McCarthy?
No, I think that is the dumbest shit in the world. He's coming up injuries. He hasn't played a snap in the NFL, and he was available for free last year. You're trading for an unknown. You're trading for
again, if you didn't like him at 6 enough to be a franchise quarterback, now you decide you do like him more than you liked him last year, coming off an ACL, and you're trading assets now to get him.
And what would you trade him for? Like a second round? Because I'm sure they want a second rounder.
Yeah, they can't get a first for him. He's got to be worth less than he was.
Monty was talking about third round. Like, no, if it ain't a 7th round or a 6th round pick, get the hell out my face.
Well, here's the problem. There's no precedence for this. There's no precedence for this because he tore his ACL, but he actually looked good in the preseason. So he didn't do anything really to hurt his stock other than he got injured.
He was projected to start.
Right, and it's not like Rosen where they traded him the year after, but he did terribly. Like his stock plummeted after that first year. Theoretically, McCarthy's stock is kind of the same. The only thing is, it's a one less year on his contract, and he's coming off an ACL, multiple knee surgeries.
But
so
at the same time,
maybe get for a second round pick.
Should be fully.
No.
Oh, actually, because it wasn't like a.
Yeah, no,
Was it a gross injury that
preseason.
happened, or was it kind of like, hey, we found this in your knee, let's get it sorted out?
It was the latter. It wasn't totally clean for the second
so-
surgery, so he'll be ready to go
Yeah.
by mid-season next year at the very latest. Do you take if you could get him for a second round pick? Would you do it?
No, because we just got finished talking about the quarterback position. As far as this year, a lot of people were comparing it. Well, Shador and Cam, they're in the same class as JJ, and go get Shador at this point. You know what I mean? Or it's quarterback. And listen, again, I do think Cam and Shador is better than JJ. I do think so. Like, I watched enough, and I go, okay, cool. Not to say watch enough, because I'm sure there's some more I could watch, but I watched a good amount of film, and I can go, shoot, man, like, okay, they got the intangibles better.
I think they're the
Shador's
same
better.
level. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Shador's better. I think Cam is a
Okay.
little bit better as well, tad bit. I won't say like tremendously, but no, I think that's your third choice, move on and go get your defensive, your offensive, your cornerback. Go move on and build the roster at this point. Again, what you got? If you're here next year, then go get your guy. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I think they're winning games because they understand that they're safe. I think they're winning games because they understand that they're safe at this point. A little after this year.
You talk about
that's another.
Okay, all right.
They
fair enough. Can I just show you a little scouting report here for Milroe and Jackson Dart?
And then we'll
Just so
do
you guys
supers.
know.
Yeah, then we got.
Oh yes. Actually, no. Do supers.
Shout out Kid Blue.
All right, real quick. So Milroe is an intriguing talent. He's got a lot of development he needs to do. He stares down his wide receivers every single time.
We're used to that.
Yeah, right. He's very shaky on anticipation. He can't.
We'll
read
take
the
him.
progression. Yeah, right. But what I'll say here is he is an elite runner. He is essentially he would be a star running back if he decided to move to running back.
That's the problem.
But he also has an elite arm. Like
not elite,
he could make
not elite.
No, it is. Eli, I'm telling you,
Not
he
elite,
throws
man.
tons of deep balls. In terms of velocity,
arm.
it's elite. It's great. It's great. He throws the ball down the field.
It's
Great.
gonna be a
We'll
fun.
debate that later.
It's gonna be a fun off season. I could.
Yeah,
see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Debate that later.
He's-
We'll debate that
Save
later.
He's got
save
the prototypical size, but he needs almost a full year of progression. And the question was, should he go back to Bama or come to the NFL? I don't know if he would have
Go
gotten
back
the
to Bama,
progression.
dog. You
Yeah.
got a little more to go.
Yeah, but
got a little more to go.
here's the problem: is Bama going to use him as a runner again, like they did this year? Because if he's going to be a runner again, you're opening yourself to more injuries, and you're not learning to progress as a passer. So he said, "Hey, fuck it, I'm going in the. I could go in the first. I think he's going to go in the first round, just on his traits alone. His arm, his running ability, and his size. So it's someone like we've seen it 100 times. A guy like Malik Willis recently got drafted so high based on those traits. So he's like, fuck it. I'll learn and develop in the NFL if I'm in a good situation. Jackson Dart?
Are you really think
sorry.
they're going to – and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but you
Yeah,
said,
no,
I'm
no.
going to learn and develop in the NFL. Hell no. They don't got time. They're getting rid of quarterbacks in year 2,
But that's
three.
what
They
that's
don't
what
got
a
time to
quarterback coach
develop,
does.
and this is your time to develop in college.
But if it's a later first round and you're going to a good spot, you would have time. Like if you're picking at the top, you get
a Green Bay maybe picking them up, or one of those type of franchises maybe to give a
It'll
little
be
fire on them. Where he's going to sit for 3-4 years.
that much.
I don't know if that's the thing, Eli. I don't know if this current group, I don't know if they have enough time to develop a quarterback. Yeah, and so Jackson Dart, another guy, he needs development. He's got prototypical size. I don't know how high his ceiling is. He's not going to be a top 3 guy, but he's tough in the pocket, good arm, can extend plays. He's not great under pressure, and he needs to develop his footwork, but he's a worth a dart throw in late first or early second, and then you got Alar, same thing. He's got some tools to work with. But can these guys develop somebody? Can they wait? Can they draft a guy that needs development?
Do they have time to do that? Yeah.
That's the to be continued, because we don't know. There's so many. They're up against the clock at this point.
Just the more I think about this, the more I want to.
Holy shit! A super chat.
Damn it! I saw a breath, and I'm trying to listen, guys. We've been off for a while, and we're working on the timing here.
No, he's right. He's right. He's right. We do. We need to.
We gotta get to it.
All right. First super chat of the new year.
Oh,
It's Curveball with a K. Let's do it.
Hey,
curveball. What's going on, brother? Curveball.
What would be a good New Year's resolution goal for the Giants upper management? I'm just going to do one for John Mara, and a good New Year's resolution would be for him to hire a third party to have an honest look at his organization,
I like that,
and filter things to and from John Mara instead of John Mara being in every meeting when he clearly doesn't know what he's doing.
I like that a lot. Yo, can I piggyback off that, Hef?
Of course, it's your show.
Of course,
I think no, it's ours, baby. But here's the thing: I think you're absolutely right. And listen, when we say, "Hey, John Mara, get somebody out there to filter this and kind of guide you through," it's no disrespect to you, Mr. Mara. It's no disrespect because I know you guys are watching. I know some people are watching up there. We understand. We understand the clout we have.
A little disrespect.
We understand the little bit of clout we have. We're the engine that good, small company.
Peppered with disrespect. Just
right? Let me take it from me, Mr. Mara, because I actually like you here, on the contrary of some Giants fans here, okay? But let me say this. There's no disrespect to him. Because maybe, listen, sometimes you could get a little bit older and out the game. And I'm not trying to call you old, but listen, we all get there where we lose a footing, we lose a step. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's time to go, you know what? Let me get somebody in there. Hey, listen, give me you want the school for this? How many years? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? Let me get your thoughts and opinion on this, to how to run this franchise. Cool, that's great. Listen, let's go with that. Don't go with that. Do this, do that. It's so much better for you, Mr. Mara, to actually have somebody do that in this stage in your career, because your nephew, your son, I don't know if it's Chris Mara, but maybe he's not the answer. Maybe he's not. Go get somebody in there under you to go, you know what? You report to him, Joe Shane. He'll report to me. This is the chain of command. And he's going to help us hopefully improve this franchise. Because right now, nothing's working. I think that's a perfect scenario to be in. So that's a good one. I'm going to piggyback Hefe on that one.
For me, my New Year's resolution for this, my New Year's goal resolution for this upper management, Joe Shane, you said it yourself. Don't shop hungry. If a quarterback falls to you, take the quarterback. If Cam Ward falls, Shedeur, if it works out, don't shop hungry. You said it yourself. What shopping hungry got you was John Michael Schmitz, Hyatt, Deonte Banks. You went for needs. You went for needs and you moved up to get these guys, and you drafted for needs instead of BPA. If one of these quarterbacks doesn't fall to you, go draft a Travis Hunter. Go draft an Abdul Carter. Make your defense better. Get special talents. Then, hey, maybe come back in that second round and draft one. But don't shop hungry. Don't give up the future for a Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And I like these guys, but they're not worthy of jumping up and giving up future capital to get them. It's hard to say, don't draft like your job's on the line, even though it is on the line.
It is.
So I don't know. It's like preach.
Don't screw us on your way out. No,
yes.
Phenomenal rant and great points on those draft picks. He moved up for those guys, and none of them are hits. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. We got Kid Blue with 2.
Hey, KB.
Kid Blue. Let's go, Kid Blue.
Listening at work, had to show some love. Keep up the grind, fellas. We appreciate you, man. And then you got another one right back at it. So thank you again, brother.
Hey.
Let's go. Double A horns. A horn for my man, Kid Blue.
You draft a project like Milroe, Gabriel, Beck. Giants would be forcing themselves to work with him like a Will Levis situation. That's what I mean. You shopping hungry.
Yeah. Depending on where you draft them. Again, if say you trade up to the 32nd pick, you get yourself an extra year, then you can afford to maybe develop them a little bit more. Gabriel and Beck, I'm out on because I don't see the upside with them. Milroe, there's upside there. It's just if you have enough time to develop him. You focus on developing him while you have a stopgap. I don't know what scenarios, but we'll see.
That's another problem with you don't know how long these guys are going to be around. Can they afford to draft a project? And then when it doesn't work and they get fired in a year or two, you're talking about a new GM and coach that didn't pick that quarterback.
Right.
Which is the exact fucking situation we're trying to get out of.
This is why you should sign them to another 2-year deal or a 3-year deal. Give them a little bit of space so that they have maybe a future.
I mean, they technically had 5-year deals. You could just fire him and pay him anyway. That's what Mara's. At one point, he was paying 3 head coaches at the same time.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't want to do it. That's why he doesn't want to do it.
At $5 million,
he might be still paying someone at this point. I think he might. So we'll see, man. And then it shows they're a failure anyway.
Yeah.
Joe Judge is still getting $5 million a year from John Mara.
And listen, I understand him wanting a little patience, but it's just we are running out of patience as fans. We have no time for you to just keep fucking making these mistakes. And
I think it's dangerous territory right now.
It is.
The Giants
really
are entering because you have a lot of risk of losing younger fans, because if they're younger fans, if it's a family thing and you're seeing your old man beyond frustrated and just so done with this team, that kid is going to start being a Chiefs fan or a Washington fan or whatever. He's going to see the upside with somebody else and just go. People are dumping their season tickets. Like, you're in a tough, like, people have more freedom to do whatever they want. This isn't what it used to be.
It used to be a religion.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right. It used to be a religion for like every Sunday we cleared plans. You're either going to the game or watching watching it on TV. Yep. Now it's like, hey, you know what? I don't really care. It's been like this a lot lately. I don't really care at the end of the season. I'm not watching. It's not appointment TV anymore for a lot of people. People are selling their PSLs because they're ridiculously pricey. Why are you paying this money for a shit product? It's getting to fork in the road time right here, and they got to do something, man. It's shaky.
I'll tell you this, man, and a lot of people, yes, we go, man, we've seen a lot of letters, like we get a lot of it, especially my DMs, man. A lot of people show support, especially when we had that rant, which we won't go backwards. We'll move on from it. That's in 2024. But, you know, a lot of people, man, they was like, yo, man, like, I'm ready to sell. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. And then I go back and I check up on some of those guys. And I go, hey, man, you still thinking about selling those tickets? And they go, man, you know what? I'm just too much of a Giants fan to see that. I'm just tired of the product looking the way it is. So I don't think people are going to sell. Like, you'll probably get those that little percentage that'll be like, I'm done and want to sell everything. But we're Giants fans, man. Like, as much as we hate to see the product like this, we're still going to be there every Sunday. We're still going to sit there and try to root for a win. We're still going to work it out.
How many games you going to, though? How many games you going to
guys,
next year?
I did one game. No, shout out to Paul. Paul, if you're still in the chat. Paul was the first person to get me out to a game in years. And they were winning still at the time. You know what I mean? But Paul's the first one. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and try to do another one. Guys, I don't go to games to begin with. I'd rather watch it from the comfort of my own home. I really would. You know what I mean? So I was going to do a 1 year a game type of thing, but I probably won't do that until they start actually looking good. I'm gonna be honest.
That's the point. You're kind of right. That's the point. And imagine paying thousands of dollars to watch this.
The value is not there. And especially the product that you saw at home this year, minus the Colts game, of course.
I could go to medieval times to see a better show. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, 10 points a game. 10 points a game for your home crowd prior to that.
Better have this is go ahead, Jeff.
It's a fucking shame because we have so much fun at the tailgates.
Oh, it's the best part.
You know what I mean? Like, I would rather spend a couple $100 every time I want to go than how many thousands for because you can always get to a game. You might sit in different seats and whatever, but like for me, especially with the quality of the team right now, the season tickets, not worth it at all.
I might even start like next year. I'm talking about maybe we should just go to the tailgates and then bounce afterwards.
You know what? It's not a bad idea.
The worst part of the game is going to the game.
There's always somebody set up with a TV outside. We can make that happen.
Let's start a GoFundMe for a revival van to actually have a TV put in it, and we can watch the games from the tailgate. How about that, guys? Let's start a GoFundMe.
That or party in the parking lot and then go to that bar. Spirit, what's that spot?
Biggies?
Yeah.
Oh, Biggies.
Yeah. Shout out Biggies.
Nah, man, let's go fund me, man. Let's do the van. That'll be fine.
It's very important. So if the Giants win versus the Eagles, we're getting to scary territory where we could drop into 8th worst case scenario. We're all kind of rooting for a Giants loss at this point, it seems like. But if they explode again, are there going to be some culture happiness or not? So very interesting times. Let's see where they go, man. Let's see where they go. We're going to talk about, but next episode, we're going to talk about playoff scenarios. We're going to talk about who we like in the playoffs. We're going to make some picks, stuff that matters, like that kind of football. I can't wait to get back to that for the Giants, man.
And guys, not only that too, but guys, we transition a little bit because we are New York Revival. Yes, the Rangers suck, but we're going to start talking about the Knicks and the Rangers as well because, guys, why the hell not? This is what we do over here. But yes, we're going to have a bunch of NFL offseason stuff to talk about. But of course, the other New York teams, man, because the Knicks seem to be clicking. And I told y'all, the Knicks will start clicking a bit. Just give them time. Their schedule is a little bit soft too, but don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying,
not tonight. Starting tonight.
This is it. This is if they win this one, I'm talking my ish. I'm telling you right now. I'm talking my
it's a big one. At Oklahoma City.
It's getting tough now.
This is the big one. This is going to be
there's a big stretch coming up. So I'm telling you, man, they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. But we're going to start talking about that too, guys, just to let you know as well. But guys, anything else you want to leave for the people? Because we're at 54 minutes.
Yep. And this was going to be a 15-minute show, by the way. That's what we did. Well, listen, I'm really glad. I didn't know Eli was going to be able to join. So that's absolutely awesome that you did.
Love you guys.
Good to be back. So I think we should end on a positive note. We always keep it light. We keep it fun here. I'm personally having trouble seeing the light as a Giants fan, how we wiggle our way out of this and get back to contention. So I challenge either of you to give me something good to feel about with this Giants team moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The chat's got
wait,
something.
hold on. Guys.
The chat's got something just now.
Holy shit, a super chat.
Yeah.
Look at this before we got up out of
Greg.
here. Oh,
Greg,
we love you, brother.
We love
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause to you, brother. Wow. Happy New Year to you. Set it off for the new year, man. And good health. God bless, peace, and blessings, man, for you guys.
I love his picture.
Yeah, I
just be brave enough to suck at something new. I love that. I
like that. Who said that?
You gotta live by that. It says it on his picture. I love it.
Fire.
Greg, send us a DM on
yes.
On
I like
Twitter.
that. I like that a lot.
YouTube. If you're not on Twitter, just find us somehow.
Yeah.
Please. That is funny.
Love you, Greg. That's an awesome picture. Also, appreciate the super chat.
Great.
But listen,
I like that.
If you want a selling point on why the Giants could be good, I think we know Neighbors is a star. He's a star. First time we had 1,000-yard rookies at running back and wide receiver, and I think we got something to Tracy. If you add another running back, which mind you, this is one of the best running back classes I've seen maybe ever. It's loaded from first round to sixth round. If you pair up a good running back with Tracy, you have a running game. You add one more offensive lineman, you might have yourself a decent offensive line, because we saw spurts with Andrew Thomas that this team could be good. Find yourself a backup tackle, find yourself on a guard, and you might be cooking with a decent offensive line with two good running backs behind it and Neighbors to throw to. And if you bring Slayton back, that's a good offense to start around if you can fix the QB room on top of that, right? Which is all doable. It's all doable. You can get all those things this offseason. The offense can be good. The defense has some pieces there. Dexter Lawrence back, Brian Burns, KT. But the offense can be good if you could put a good quarterback in there. It's got the potential. It's got some bones there to work with. And that's what I'm hoping for next year.
And let me piggyback on Hef here, man, real quick. And, of course, we'll get out of here after this, guys. But I'll tell you this. History has shown right now that the Giants just won't be good anytime soon. So, yes, there are some bright spots on there where you can go, that guy looks great. You know what? He looks good. And maybe if we have everything that's perfect, it'll be perfect. Guys, there's no such thing as perfect, okay? Everything has to work out. And the New York Giants just doesn't have the scenario right now for everything to work out. They can't even get a number 1 overall pick locked in, for goodness sake. You get what I'm saying? So for me to think and to come in here to be like, man, I'm hopeful for the future, I'll be lying to you. I'm hopeful for those players that if they play well enough and they're healthy enough that they could get another contract and hopefully retire a Giant, but they're probably losing so much they'll say, get me the hell out of here. You know what I mean? So then you go root for them like we're rooting for Saquon on another team. You know what I mean? Like we're rooting for Odell Beckham on another team at this point. But history have shown the Giants just haven't been good enough. So for me to sit here and to say, next year is going to be the year and put my eggs on one basket. No. Even the year after. No. I just can't say that right now as a Giants fan. And it hurts me to say. But let's see, I guess, what the offseason brings. Maybe I'll be a little bit more hopeful, but I'm with Hef on this one. There's nothing that they have done right in recent years, because, again, we're talking about 10 years of losing and one playoff out of it, that you can go, man, this Giants organization, they finally got it. And just when we think they finally got it, they crap the bed. So, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to take the odds here on this one, and I'm going to go the Giants is going to suck again next year.
We're done. We're cooked. Yeah, Jeff, do you have anything for yourself?
No.
Is there any bites? No. All right, so I'm Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's my shit, and I'm gonna stick to it. We can find a way out of this. We can find a way out of this. We still have the former coach of the year coming back. It can happen if you get him a quarterback. We see what could happen if you get him a quarterback.
Ooh, that's so much to root for.
Listen, but I want one last curveball for you guys. Okay. Saquon Barkley not playing. What are your thoughts about this situation?
Stupid, dumb. When you got a chance to go for a record, you go for it. I'm sorry. You go for it.
This is a big one.
Yeah, this is it. And listen, Eric Dickerson was talking mess. He ain't beating that. I'm telling you, ain't beating that. This dude only needs 102 yards to beat it or something like that, right? That's a walk in the park for Saquon Barkley. You go for greatness.
He's doing it in the game extra, mind you. So that's
I think for me, that's part of the reason why it's not worth going for it is because as soon as you earn it in 17 games, they're gonna be like, well, took you an extra game.
Guys, say no more.
That's right.
So
if you look at it, he's actually going to do it in less carries than Dickerson did it. So there's like that part of it. But again, if I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm fighting like I'm fucking playing this game for at least a half. Give me a half, and I want to get this record. I want to get it for my lineman. I want to get it for me. You're never going to be back in this scenario again. How many guys come to hit 2,000 yards?
No,
2 years.
It takes so many things. It takes you staying healthy, your line staying healthy, which of course they all have.
Yeah, of course.
We can't even imagine a scenario where your best player stays healthy and the whole line stays healthy, which is a great line.
And listen, and a lot of people go, man, you really want him to break the record on the Giants? I'm like, dude, I'm into history. I'm into someone making history before my eyes. You get what I'm saying? So after a while, when you look at the Patriots, you go, shit, they're a damn good like franchise. They're great. Like you look at greatness. Like when they came back and beat the Falcons, I was like, man, I'm glad I got to witness that. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to the Giants, I don't care. Like, dude, we're not going.
We're down as bad as we can be. Who cares? At that point?
And if you want Joe Shane fired, you would want that to happen because that's an extra.
Bill the bar Hartnett comes out with a good scenario. It could cost him. Say Saquon Barkley doesn't have ecstatic, like amazing years. If he gets this record, you basically lock yourself in as a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
If you don't,
go for it.
You're not. It's questionable whether he's going to make because he's been injured so many years.
You want to know why? Because it would take a lot of healthy years for him to pile up the numbers that he would need.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So very good point, Bill.
Go for it, man. Listen, he's not going to get a ring. I don't think he's going to get a ring with Philly. Not because there's a guy named Patrick Mahomes alive. There's a guy named Patrick. Let's not sit here and
save it for next episode. Save it for next episode.
Right now. I don't think he's gonna get a ring.
Playoffs,
baby.
We're talking playoffs. All right,
but guys, listen, we gotta run, man. Shout out to the 381 people in the building, man. Shout out to you, the revivalists in the chat. We do appreciate all the super chats and etc. guys. A lot more things to come, man. We got some special guests stopping by and etc. in the future to talk draft, talk off season, all that stuff, guys. So please hit that thumbs up, share and subscribe to this channel here if you want on X. Perfect way for us to support us. Basically, retweet and hit that subscribe. That follow button and the notification bell. And come over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well for you guys. But of course, behalf of my brothers, man, you guys know who they are. And that's Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets. Speed if you know.
Hold on, USA Juniors in the semifinals. Let's go. Canada's
junior
out.
What? Junior
hockey, baby. It's all about juniors hockey. They're in the semifinals. They're ready to take home.
Here we go.
I'm gonna have a new sound effect for Speed when he does that. I'm gonna surprise you with it.
New year, same speed.
Let's go, USA! USA!
And of course, man, my brother El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka El Chefe. Because listen, that video was great. That was great. He was just sitting there sad looking. But we're gonna say El Chefe on this one, man. And of course,
almost have it all.
Didn't we?
So close. Go Eagles! Right?
Go Eagles! Go Eagles!
Go
Go Eagles.
For one.
I won't say that again.
That's my family. I have a sound bite now for my family to show them I said that word.
The sooner we accept the Giants are winning this week, the less it'll hurt. Just assume they're going to win.
God.
Or Spiro, this is a perfect hedge your happiness situation. Bet on the Giants to win. Big.
Yes, right.
Then you win either way.
You might have to go into that app and do something. Speed. You might have to do something over there. But of course, man, it's your boy Eli Rex, aka Vibes. Happy New Year. Peace and blessings to all. We'll see you guys on the next one. Yes, sir.
Peace. New York Revival. I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Woodlike Rock.
Let's go.